Hi, welcome to my channel. Today we're on the shores of beautiful Lake Superior looking for rocks, which in this video I'm going to show you how to polish. Here's a nice looking one. It's a nice banding. So today I'm going to show you how to polish rocks. I use a National Geographic rock tumbler. When I decided I wanted to get into this hobby, I just went on Amazon and these seem to have pretty good reviews. One thing that did have mixed reviews, however, was the quality of the grit that comes with the kit within this rock tumbler. So I decided to get my grit from the rockshed.com, and I had real good luck with that. It's really a pretty simple process. It just takes a little time. If you're patient and follow these instructions, I'm sure you will have amazing results such as this in no time. I start by filling my tumbler with stones, anywhere from half full, at least half full, to no more than 3/4 full of stone. The stones you select are important too. They have to be hard stones. Soft stones don't work nearly as well. These are quartz that we found along the beach. Now we add our grit. I'm going to use a 90 grit silicon carbide. I'm going to use 4 tablespoons. Then we add just enough water to cover the stones. Then we put our lid on. Now we put our barrel onto our tumbler, plug it in, make sure it's on speed 1, and we'll adjust it to 5 days. Turn it on, and we just be patient and let it run the full 5 days. So these have been tumbling for 5 days. It's time to look and see what we have, inspect them, and then move on to stage 2. So now we put a colander on top of a 5-gallon bucket and dump our rocks out. Rinse them off a little bit and see what we have. Now we rinse out our drum. Very important to get all the remnants of the old coarser grit before we move on to a finer grit. Once we have our drum clean, I start looking at the stones one at a time. If there's any crevices, you want to make sure you get all the old grit out of there and cleaned off. Usually dip them in water, one last look, and then throw them in the drum for the next cycle. A lot of these are looking pretty good already when they're wet. And we're still a little more than half full in our tumbler, so we're good to go. Now we add our 120-220 silicon carbide grit. We're going to add 4 tablespoons. And enough water to just cover the stones. Now we put our lid back on. Now we put our drum on our tumbler. And keep it on speed 1. This time we're going to go for 7 days. And turn it on. Okay, now we're done with step 2. All ready to rinse these off. Just like before, make sure you rinse off all the coarser grits before you move on to the finer. Then once more, we rinse off our rocks good. And we put them in our tumbler for the next stage. And our tumbler is still half full or better, so we're good to go on the next step. Lots of times you lose volume the more you tumble, and you might have to add a medium at this step, plastic beads or ceramic media, but we're going to go with what we got here. The next step will be 500 grit aluminum oxide. We add 4 tablespoons. Add enough water just to cover the stones. And button it up. One thing I forgot to mention, when you empty your bucket of sludge, do not put it down your drain or you'll be calling the plumber. It's just very nasty. It'll plug up your drain. So find another way of disposing it. Now we go back on the tumbler speed 1, this time 3 days. Now we're done with step 3. Same process as before. You open this up, rinse off our rocks, see what we have. They look a little better each step of the way. However, at this stage, when they dry, they will not have the shine to them that you see right now. That'll come in the next stage, in the polishing stage. Again, make sure your drum is good and clean. Get all the old grit out before you move to the finer step. Just like before, we rinse the rocks off another time, checking any crevices, and back into the drum they go. Okay, the next step is the aluminum oxide polish. But first, since we've lost a little volume, on this step I'm going to add some plastic beads. To make sure we're more than half full in the drum. Now we're going to add 5 tablespoons of the polish. And 5. Enough water to just cover the stones. And then we fasten it up once again. Now we put our drum back on our tumbler. Leave it on speed 1. This time we're going to do 7 days. So these have now finished tumbling for 7 days in the polish. We're going to open it up, rinse them off, see what we have. We rinse them off, and at this point they should have a pretty good shine. However, we're going to do one more step, just one more overnight tumble. Now I dip these in a bucket of water, rinse them, and put them back in our tumbler. The next step is a burnishing stage where I use borax. I use 4 tablespoons. Then add water once again to cover your stones. And this time I'm going to use the foam cubes that come with the National Geographic Tumbler, just to add a little volume and cushion in between the rocks. And now we seal it up. Now back on the tumbler we go. Speed 1, 1 day. So now we're done with the final step. We can open it up and see the results. Rinse them off one last time. Now we'll dry them off and look and see what we have. Now the true test will be drying these off. They should be just as shiny dry as they were wet. Looks like they have a pretty nice shine. Now just a couple parting thoughts. You get best results if you polish like-sized and rocks of the same hardness together. Make sure you rinse both rocks and tumbler well between stages, and tumbler should always run at half to 3/4 full. Either use plastic beads or ceramic media if you need in later stages as the volume shrinks. It's a fun hobby. Just take your time to do things right and you too will have amazing results. And please like and subscribe if you would like to see future videos from me. Thanks for watching.